hamburgers, or rather the hamburger technique. Even if you have never heard of the term, I'm willing to bet you've used it. Heck, I know I've used this. So what exactly is it? And why am I talking about it? Essentially, it's a method of giving constructive criticism, and here's how it works. First, you give a compliment, and then you mention your criticism, and then you give another compliment. This is an extremely effective way of telling someone something negative without them being offended. And the reason why this works is because of a theory in psychology called the serial position effect, or the tendency to recall the first and last items in a list. In this case, we're taking advantage of the fact most people forget what was said in the middle. For example, maybe you've noticed you can best remember the beginning and ending items in your grocery list, or that you can't seem to remember what happened in the middle of your math class. For me at least, I've been watching a TV show about Monster Hunters for like the last 2 weeks. I'm on season 12, so safe to say I've watched a lot of episodes, and for the life of me, I cannot seem to remember seasons 5 through 9. I can only seem to remember the beginning of the show and the seasons I've just watched. This is serial positioning effect in action. There is also 2 more items that correlate with serial positioning: primary and recency effect. Primary effect is a tendency to best recall the first items in a list, and recency, as you can probably guess, is just a tendency to recall the last items in a list. This would be like if you had to remember what happened this last year and could only remember what happened this month. Now to summarize, serial position effect is the tendency to recall the first and last items in a list, and then there's also primary and recency effect. Now that you have actually learned about this, we can actually begin to recognize the patterns in our school books and in how we speak. I know I sure have.